Good morning, everyone. This is Diane Murray at Silver Art Gallery, and today we're going to talk about painting plein air. Even though we are inside the studio, it's raining outside, so we can't go outside. So I've decided to do this video since I'm teaching a plein air class in October, and we'll just talk about setting up as if we were outside. It's really a good idea to practice your plein air setup before you ever leave the studio, and that way there aren't any great surprises when you get out into the field. It's stressful out there enough with bystanders and trying to remember all your supplies, and especially if you're new to this. So I'm a big advocate of practicing inside before you ever move outside. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about this watercolor setup. Now, normally when you paint watercolors outside, you really do not have to take an easel. You can actually paint right in your lap. And if you're doing sketches, all you need is a little sketchbook like this one and your watercolors. And you can just do quick little studies outside without. This is a Pentalic. I love these sketchbooks. They're wonderful little sketchbooks. But this is the I have several different setups that I take with me. This one is my smallest favorite one, and basically this is a camera bag that I have repurposed. It holds this little palette, which is a palette that I filled myself. It's a Prima palette that I actually removed the Prima paints from, at least most of them, and put in my own colors. That's a very inexpensive way to get started painting outside, or being able to carry with you. It's very lightweight. It has the thumbnail, and I've talked to the thumb ring, and I've talked about this before. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on supplies because we've dealt with that before. What I have here today is just a bucket with a lid, with a handle on it, and I have it hooked to this little easel. This is a Jerry's Artarama Soho plein air watercolor easel. It's very inexpensive, and it's just, I use this all the time. I use it for teaching my classes, and I use it for, not just for watercolor, I also use it for acrylics and oil if I don't have my pochade box. But it folds down, it has collapsible legs, and I'll include a link in the video to it because it has been an amazingly useful little easel. It's very lightweight. So that's what I tend to use for watercolor. If I'm going to use an easel at all, it's going to probably be this one. I have a pochade box here. I don't tend to use that for watercolor simply because it's set up for oils. So we're going to do a little practice, actually a run through of painting this as if we were on location, which of course we're not, and I wish I were on location here. So anyway, so this would be the setup. We have the easel, we have the water on the hook, I have a sketch pencil to sketch with, a lead holder actually. I have some water brushes, and I'm just using what's available in this little kit that I carry. I carry paper towels. I carry, this is actually how I carry it. I carry water in this little bottle, and I carry a spritzer bottle as well. I carry a bulldog clip just for the journals, and I carry micron pens, but that's really for sketching more so than doing an actual watercolor painting. I'm primarily a studio painter. We are going to work on this watercolor today. So the first thing I would do is to do a loose sketch of what we're painting, of course. Okay, so what I would do, how I would get started with this sketch, of course, is to first measure find your horizon line. That's the first thing we do. And it's, you never want to break your pages up, your horizon line in the middle of your painting, because that divides your painting in half. So that's why I chose this little photograph, because it's a nice practice for painting water. So we're going to drop the horizon line. That's 1/3, 2/3, about 2 and 2, so it's a little over 1/3 down. So we're going to put that in probably, and it always, you can really decide this, if it depends on how much water you want compared to how much how much sky. Now the way that I do this is I will start, and I do carry this little triangle with me for making straight lines. And this, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you really want your horizon line pretty dead on. Seeing I'm off up here, so we'll redo that. Okay, and then here we have, look over here, you see here you have a small island here and a much longer landmass there. So I think we'll take that out to about, not in the middle, we don't want that, and I've put it in the middle, so we don't really want that in the middle, so we'll bring it to over here, and then we'll just put this little island in here like that. Kind of goes down like that. That'll do for that. Then we're just going to kind of look at this. It's kind of fairly tall, actually. This looks like actually St. Thomas or somewhere in the Virgin Islands maybe. And I'm not going to draw in the sky, the clouds. But then we come down here, we see this beach line, which comes at an angle. So we'll kind of put that in. We don't want a lot of beach in this painting. And then of course you have your background, your midground, and then your foreground here. So we'll work on sketching that in. And that starts out about here. And then we've got a leaf that comes all the way, of course they're palms. So we'll just kind of sketch those in like that. And you don't want your pencil lines to be too predominant. So we'll just kind of do that, and then we'll bring, that actually was wider. So then, that actually came from behind. Let me get my eraser. I do carry erasers most of the time. But my favorite to take with me is this little one right here that is a pen form. And I'm going to erase that while I'm at it. Okay, so we wanted this to come, actually this comes up out of here, like so. Then this one is wider, coming from in here. And it comes, and basically this is just a gesture line. You just want to get in your loose placement here. So you have a guideline, and that's too wide. All right, we're just going to put it in very loosely here. Palm trees are fun to paint. The fronds on the palms are very interesting, how they fold over like this and they move. And they go in all different directions. We don't want to get too heavy when it comes to, see, I've carried that over a little too far, but that's okay. Now see, that one's really pretty, see how that just curves over there? So we're just going to kind of leave that one like that. And then all the fronds on that will, top, that's going to be the very top. And then everything will just come off this one like that. Okay. And we may not put all of these in. There's one more there, just coming out here. And kind of out like that. And then, that, well, it doesn't. It comes out like, actually like that. We just want to get the movement here. We're not too worried. We're going to paint these, so we're not too worried about all these lines being really perfect. And see, we're not going to have room for this one, so we're not going to worry about that. This kind of goes up like that. Gives you a nice feel of how it's going just straight up. So I think we're not going to put that one in either. I'm just going to leave this one because that's kind of nice. And then all this will come down, kind of out. See how these are coming down? These are coming on both sides. This just comes down from the very bottom. And this one is much longer on the bottom and shorter and spiky on top. So it's very interesting how they're always kind of different. Okay. I think that's going to be our basic sketch. So what I would usually do is now I would take a kneaded eraser and just roll it. And it's hard to do on this because this isn't a flat surface, but maybe we'll just lightly lighten it a bit so it's not. Let's tighten that a bit tighter so we don't have such predominant pencil marks, but we still kind of know where we are. And this just kind of can go off there like that. All right, so there's our sketch. First thing I would do is, of course, take out my little palette and use my little spritz bottle. And get my paper towels. Now out in the field you often don't have a place to lay things down, which is why this has a nice little tray attached to the bottom of it, which makes it really nice for giving you some more room to work. And I'm just cleaning out this little palette that I didn't clean last time we used it. Such a wonderful little palette. The reason I like this Prima palette over other palettes that are this particular shape is, as you can see, when you turn it this way, it has lips right here, so the paint doesn't pour out when you work on it. So this is the kind of palette I would recommend if you're going to take a really small palette into the field. That's my favorite choice right there.